battle. I talked to Tony after the game. You got to realize I spent a lot of time with those people for 2 years, the players and the coaches. They're as close to me as anybody in my life. So Tony was mad after the game. He's used to scoring 53 points. I was the same way when I was there. If we gave up 100 yards rushing and we still won by 40 points, I was madder than a hornet. That's your expectations when you're in that program because of their success. So we fought. We played with an edge. That's what I want us to do. We gave them a little bit of fits on schematically, defensively. We ran some different packages and made the quarterback run more than the other people. And when you make the quarterback run, you have opportunities to put pads on him. So you get into playing that game. Wink, wink. Get it? Okay. So, but he did a phenomenal job. I mean, we missed him quite a bit. That guy, everybody knows what he is. He's a phenomenal player. And talking to Coach Anise about Jay Rue's background and him coming up, I got a whole new respect for what he's gone through as a young man to get where he is. It's a heck of a story, but that's between Tony and I. But you have a newfound respect for somebody that's gone through all the tough things in life, and I give that kid a lot of credit. And offensively, we had opportunities in the first half. We get down to red zone, don't get anything to make it a real football game. And then we have that turnover on that punt where we get hit with a low ball. We get off the field and we turn it over there. So, we didn't take advantage of opportunities that we had afforded to us, and they beat us with the deep ball, and that continues to be a problem for us. Coverage wasn't really that bad. It's just, Size, a really good player, number 16, redshirt freshman, and Jay Rue threw the ball right on the money. So that's football. That's football. And then the fade that they hit us on in the second half. We should have been in cover 3. So that's the softest coverage you can get. With the motion, we didn't get checked to 3, and the corner was up and pressed still, and we made it a lot harder than it had to be. We could have just backed off and played 3 deep and matched up with a little bit softer and backpedal and having a little more room, but we didn't. So those were the things. And the game was the game. So we move on and get ready for Davenport.
Did you feel like you guys were better than the previous week against Grand Valley?
Yeah.
Did they take some steps?
Yeah, we played better. We played better, and but not good enough, against a team like that. And so, like I said after the game, there's no moral victories. We're disappointed. And so, we've been here before, probably for a lot of years before I was here. So we gotta bite back and find a way to beat Davenport. And they're 4-0. They're 4-0, and they're very similar to Ferris on offense. Their head coach was at Ferris for many years, so they live in that same kind of package. And they'll run a little bit more tight end stuff and mess around with the box. You don't cover down, throw bubbles, and play FIB games and all that stuff. So we'll get doctored up and get the scheme so we can simplify it as much for the players so we can play hard and play fast. I mean, that's what we try to do.
What are you expecting out of Davenport? What do you think has helped them improve their record from what was last year? Anything that stands out to you? Or?
Not really. I haven't watched their defense because I'm so busy getting our defense ready. I leave that up to Marty and Carl and Jace and JT and Buck. Get their act together over there. They don't need me over their shoulder right now. But I think they're playing a lot better on defense than they did last year. They're running a version of 4-2-5, and I should be able to give them that look because that's our base package. And then, they're better. Their personnel is better than it was last year. Their execution tempo on offense is better. They're going around with quarterbacks a little bit. They've got guys in and out there. So I don't know, what really who's going to be their quarterback. 2 and 4 have played, so I think four might be injured, and so two will be the guy. The kid from Allendale will be the guy, and he'll be backed up by a kid from over in the Macomb area. And their wideouts are making plays for him. You know, they got a kid from Allendale that I recruited when I was at Central in the first part of recruiting. I thought was a pretty good player, and he does a good job. So I mean, they beat the people up north on the last play of the game on just a lob in the back of the end zone. The kid went up and made a heck of a play. So they're making their breaks. It's not like they're just lucky. They're making their breaks. So they're just moving along, doing what they got to do to win.
I can partially answer that question since I was up north. Their run defense is a lot better. Tech couldn't go anywhere on the ground.
Yeah. So they're pretty stout up in the box, and they've got a nice safety from South Florida. So they've got some personnel back there that can, you know, be dominant here. They're plus players. They got some guys that are plus players, so you have to find ways around them. And so that's I think that's where they're different.
If we zoom out here for a bit, looking at the grand scheme of things in the 4 games that you've played so far, it seems like this year more now than we've seen very recently, you guys are so close in a lot of ways to being very competitive in what is a very strong conference. We look at that Ferris State game. Unfortunate special teams situation gives Ferris State the ball at the edge of that red zone pretty much. Despite that, you were still only down 21-10 going into that half. Obviously it's frustrating, but do you guys derive any motivation from knowing that you're really close to being right there with a lot of these really high caliber teams?
Yeah, I think so. You know, like I told them after the game, I said we just took on the 2 big boys in the league, and we're still standing here. So hopefully when you play people that are that good and that fast and execute at that kind of level, as far as tempo of the game, you get better. And so when you go through it, it's like playing sports when you're smaller with your big brother and his buddies. You get better because that's the world you're living in. So hopefully that will be some of the situation for us as we move forward. But we're gonna have to go down to Davenport, and it's going to be, to win the game, we're going to have to be really good, really sharp, and really motivated, and do things really well. So that's the plan.
Anybody impressing you so far on your roster? Making some improvements?
Oh,
okay.
You know, we're gonna have to jumble some people around just because we got a few guys nicked up. So, you know, there's expectations, and you know, some of the young players are starting to play pretty good, and some of the older players are getting you know, passed up a little bit, and some of the older players are holding on to their jobs. So it's like every week when we go to get ready, it's, you know, jobs are out there to be gained. So that's what we fight through, and at least we have competition at a lot of spots right now. So we have some people playing pretty hard. I can't think of anything that I would single out right now. I mean, it was team effort on, you know, our past couple games. But you're right. You know, I think our players, they feel like if we could just overcome some situations, things could go better for us against really good programs. And so you feed off that, you take it into everything you do the following week.